Obligatory podcast intro.
Hi, hello, and welcome. This is Flipping Pages with Matt and Adam. I'm Matt with my co-host Adam, and this show is where we take all 20 letters of the alphabet and we put them in a paint can, and then we draw a letter, pick a comic that begins with that letter to read and discuss. Spoilers for everything.
Yep.
Everything, also not just these comic books. Anything we
in
talk
life?
about, basically, in life. So spoilers ahead. I drew N.
I drew X.
You got X.
Yep.
So that's you this time.
Yep. It's the second time I've gotten X.
Oh yeah, it is. And
So-
you went first on that time too.
Yeah. So, so I got X. We took a trip to Half Price. I looked around. They did not have a huge selection of X besides X-Men.
We
of
found a
course.
few.
There was like 5 or 6, I think.
The X-Files.
There was
and
X-Files and that foreign one. I forgot what it was called. But it was
X'd
cool.
out?
Yeah, it looked cool.
that was a lucky.
I might actually go back and buy that one.
Save it for the next time.
Yeah, next time
you
we get
inevitably get X.
Again and again and again.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
you
cool.
probably
So,
will.
I found a comic that I had seen last time I went up there. I had seen it and I thought I hid it. I actually think I hid this comic behind the rest of them, but I think they fixed it in the meantime.
Yeah.
Because it was cheap,
They saw you on camera and they're
Right,
like, no,
that a-hole.
nope.
Because I've done it before and come
I
back.
used to
and
do
it's
it when
been
I was
hidden.
a kid for all
Yeah.
types of stuff.
Yeah.
Tapes, mainly
So
tapes.
it's called The X-Cellent from Marvel. The X-Cellent is a spinoff from X-Statix. And the X-Statix is technically a spinoff of X-Force.
Okay.
So it was X-Force,
Right.
and then it became X-Statix.
So it was the members of X-Force
Some
in
of them.
X-Static?
Yeah.
So if anyone doesn't know, X-Force is like a raw version of the X-Men. They
Usually.
were made to basically go kill and fight people that
like
the
Assault Squad.
Yes, yeah. The hit squad, the assault squad.
Yeah.
So X-Static, was it the same members of X-Force?
There was some of the same.
Okay, so
some
there's
of them.
a few
There's a couple
crossovers.
crossover. Okay.
So are there any members of X-Force that made it to
Yes,
X-Cellent?
Yes,
okay.
there is. That's what I was about to get to,
All right,
actually.
nice.
So this is the spinoff from X-Statix, which started in all the way back in 2002. So it's been a long... the X-Statix line has been
We were
around.
28 years old
Oh, back in the day.
back in the day.
So it's been... The X-Statix has been a thing for a long time. It's gained its own, qualities, its own flair.
It's like own identity as a
Yeah,
team
so
too,
like
right?
yes, exactly. So the idea is that they are superstars. They record everything.
Oh,
Every
really?
single mission they go
Who?
on.
The X-Cellent?
X-Statix.
Ecstatic. Okay.
Yeah, the X-Statix, who was X-Force. They charge people money to show up at places. They do social media like crazy. They're celebrity superheroes. That's the only way you can describe them. They're literal celebrity superheroes. Lots of people like them. But the crazy part is not all, but most of the X-Statix members have weird mutations or kind of gross mutations. And they're all mutants, by the way.
Right.
I think all of them actually they're mutants. They have gross stuff. Like the main guy, Zeitgeist, he pukes out super acid. And it's really gross.
That was the Skarsgård in
in Deadpool.
Deadpool
movie.
2, right?
Yep.
All right. That was him?
That was
Okay.
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist.
He had like a face shield over his mouth.
He just threw up on himself and died.
Killed himself. Yeah, that could happen to him. He's not immune to his own
Right.
own puke too. So like that could
That
really
sucks.
happen. Yeah.
Jesus.
So then there's like
You can't get wasted. Like you get drunk, you could die.
There's a guy who like sweats a lot and it's kind of like an acid. There's a bunch of teleporters which comes into play in this story, this X-Cellent story.
Vanisher?
No, that's
X-Force.
yeah, that's X-Force, newer X-Force.
There's so many damn X teams.
Yeah, right. So they're celebrities. They stay as X-Statix for a long time, and then they kind of like Zeitgeist has like a failed mission. I won't get too deep into it. He has a failed mission. A bunch of his team members die. Everybody thought he died. Because of comics, he did not die.
Right.
But
Which no one does.
He should have died.
Except Uncle Ben.
Yeah, the only one.
The
But they
dude-
brought him back in like flashbacks and stuff. So
Right.
technically,
But
not
he
even
never
him.
came back.
True. Okay.
Bucky, everyone done came back
Yeah.
except him.
Yeah.
So he comes back.
There's like the failed mission of the Ecstatics, and they kind of like break up. They're gone for a minute. And where this comic picks up, the first issue is from 2019. When was it? Yeah, 2019.
Oh, this is?
This one, yeah.
Oh,
This is
okay.
newish. So the first issue is Giant Size Ecstatics #1, 2019. So that's like an intro to more of the Ecstatics team, not really the spin-off team. So it's a good way to catch you up quickly on who people are. And then it introduces you to a young girl who is the daughter of one of the old members of Ecstatics who died. Her learning that she has the same powers as her mom, meaning a teleporter.
Right.
And then these excellent people show up. So it's kind of hard to explain. So Ecstatics reforms without Zeitgeist because he's dead. Everybody thinks he's dead.
Right.
So I think it's Mr. Sensitive is like the leader at the time. Yeah, I know. And I'm going to use everybody's code names, by the way, because they use both in this.
Yeah, I hate it when they do that.
Look at my character list, bro. It was no small character list.
Oh, wow.
So like I didn't want to try to remember or write down everything.
This is Milligan?
Okay, so that's
Peter Milligan?
Yeah. So this is Peter Milligan.
You did two of his in a row.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Peter Milligan, and then the artists are Michael Allred and Laura Allred.
Mm-hmm.
They're a husband and wife.
Oh, that's cute.
So the husband does the pencils and she does the colors, and they did this cover. They did everything. They did this cover. They did all the art through the entire thing.
Them too?
Yeah.
The Allreds?
They did everything in here. So
nice.
It was really cool. Like I said, the young girl that learns she's a teleporter or whatever gets approached by the Zeitgeist. It's like, hey, you should come with me. You should come with me. And he kind of like kidnaps her a little bit. He needs a kinda. He like convinces her or whatever. So
it's just a little bit of kidnapping.
Yeah. So they like Ecstatics does not show up. That's right. So they kidnap her and because they need a teleporter. Their last teleporter, which I won't get super into, is taken out. She got like dissolved into a billion little particles or something. They're actually trying to put her back together through the comic.
That's gonna take
with
forever.
a cool cryo chamber tube thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not like on the table like a puzzle.
No, it's cool. They're like pulling particles from space into her.
So she might come back all super powerful then, huh?
Even more than before. She was like pretty
Space.
power. I think her name was Venus de Milo.
That's the teleporter.
Yeah,
died.
Their last one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ecstatics shows up and rescues the young girl. I always forget her name. Her name is Gone Gal. Is her code name?
Jesus.
I know the names are going to be even weirder.
They
Those
used
are
like
normal.
Wu-Tang name generator for their superhero names.
What do you think
man?
her mom who died's name was?
What was her name?
Gone Gal, and You Go Girl was her mom.
I thought it would be
with
Gone
like
Girl.
girl, like with the
Girl?
letter U.
Girl.
Yeah, and girl. Yeah. So
You go, girl.
So Ecstatics shows up, and at this point she understands that Zeitgeist and his new team called X-Cellent is really messed up, and they're not the good guys.
Oh, nice.
And so she wants to be saved. So Ecstatics shows up, saves her, gets her out of there. That's like the first. That's the whole first issue. What I just described.
Okay.
It's only one issue. We got 5 more to go, but the rest of them are technically excellent. So that first one was an Ecstatics comic technically, and the rest of them are excellent technically. So there's a different name, like a spin-off. It's like a spin-off of the Ecstatics.
And that's Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist team.
Who's his team? You gonna
Yeah,
get into
so
that?
okay, so we can do I'll mention people's throughout, but we can go through the team real quick. So he's got, and I'll just go through it, and whenever they come up, I'll bring up their powers and stuff because there's a lot. So there's Zeitgeist. There's a guy called Hurt John. There's Uno, who's just a giant floating eyeball.
I've heard of Uno.
Yeah, he's just a flying eyeball.
Or I've seen him.
Mirror Girl, Joe Bomb, Venus de Milo is the one I was talking about, and then they have their anti-dupe. They have evil version of Dupe.
Oh,
who's
evil
called
Dupe?
Pood. Yeah, his name's Pood. They're super clever.
Band name.
Super
Pood.
clever.
Pood and Dupe.
And then they get a new teleporter whose name is Whoosh. And then they get a new chick eventually called Stripe. They get a dude called Fluff. And they get a Toodle Pip. So all those are their code names.
So, man, all right.
Those are code names.
They're not even trying. Like, you gotta, that's like, good names are like your fifth, sixth idea. You know?
Yeah.
These guys said the first thing that came to their head, and then we're like, that's it. We're done. Put it down.
Their first ideas.
I mean, sure. Dupe is cool. He's adorable. Pood.
Much better.
Oh, way better.
Yeah.
But no, Whoosh. I'm a teleporter.
Whoosh,
My name's Whoosh.
Yeah. So it's great.
Come on, man.
Great stuff. So at this point, the beginning of the X-Cellent comics, like I said, the X-Statics was like a celebrity team. So Zeitgeist is doing the exact same thing. So his team of X-Cellent is doing the exact same thing that X-Statics was doing.
But they're bad guys?
Yeah, but the people don't think of them as bad guys.
So they're not
the
like...
only people they're beefing with is X-Statics. They don't beef with anybody else.
Right.
So the rest of the world thinks they're cool.
They're good guys.
They go save stuff, and they do good stuff.
I pictured them like on Instagram being like, we're about to blow up this building.
Yeah.
Check it.
No.
Wait, really?
I can't...
Nice.
At one point, somebody they do something, and one of the tweets that somebody's responding to, they bust through a wall. They literally break through a wall, and one of the tweets goes, "Zeitgeist could bust through my wall anytime he wants." So that you just exactly guessed
That's
it
funny.
Again for like the third time that's happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
So, so at this point, they're trying to do the exact same thing. They're both celebrity teams,
right?
And most people are liking Zeitgeist team now, and so it becomes a media war.
Is he hot?
He used to be super hot, and after he died, he got like
sneeze on his face and
got put back together. He looks ugly-ish. People act like he's way uglier than the art makes him look.
Right.
The art's never gnarly. The art looks normal basically, but people are like, oh, he's so ugly.
Oh,
now.
right.
Yeah. So it becomes a media war, and that's like carried throughout that's
the 5
like
issues?
the main idea basically.
Okay, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
actually.
so I had previous to X-Cellent, I had a very minor understanding of X-Statics at all.
Right.
I think I'd read a single issue
too many
one
times.
time, and all I remember what happened in the issue was it was a dupe issue, and I don't think there was any English in it at all.
Oh, it's just his talking. His language.
Something like that. Or it was just enough said.
Was it enough said?
One of those. And that's my only, but...
I've read dupe in Wolverine and the X-Men when him and Cyclops split the schism and then they start separate schools. Dupe was at Wolverine's school.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't think any of these other characters I've ever heard of except Uno. I know of Uno.
Yeah, the big eye.
They've gone to talk to him.
Yeah.
Asked him if he saw something.
So did I tell you about Fluff's power yet?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Fluff.
Even though he's not even... I'm really skimming the story because there's so much other stuff to talk about.
It's Marvel. It's convoluted.
So much other stuff. Exactly.
It's Marvel.
So Fluff, I think it has to be a brand new character to this. I didn't look it up, but he has to be. There's no way he's
How
from
old Fluff
anything
is?
else.
All right, I'll check
where
it
he's
out.
from. So Fluff's power is he can generate navel fluff. A whole lot of navel fluff. But the caveat is like any amount of navel fluff. But the thing
What
is
is navel fluff?
The gunk in your
Like
belly
the
button
lint?
gunk. Yeah,
Lint?
belly button lint. So he can
Oh.
generate just
Lint?
ungodly amounts of it, but he can change the chemical composition of it. Meaning he can turn it into a goop. He could turn it into an acid. He
Solid?
could turn it into like kind of, not really. Like I said, he can make a goop and it'll like dry and gum stuff
It'll
up.
harden?
Yeah.
So he could build a house using his power
Yeah, probably.
out of his belly lint.
Yeah, I would imagine. He
This
doesn't go
dude
that far,
fucking
but he
sucks.
uses it to like shield his whole body at multiple points.
Oh,
he fights
man.
with Zeitgeist, and Zeitgeist like tries to get him, like puke all over him, and he just fluffs up everywhere, and the puke bounces directly off and almost like hits Zeitgeist. He like
So he could start
he's
a
a
fire.
hard counter
like
to
he got
Zeitgeist.
kindling all. Oh, right.
Yeah, he's
that-
a hard counter to Zeitgeist.
And he's on
He's on the same team.
Oh, okay. So, but
Yeah.
if they fought, so I see this picture. Is that what he looks like
That
in
is
yours?
his chest hair.
So he looks like medium length hair Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, with a shirt that exposes his whole chest all the way down to his navel. That
Obviously.
way he can shoot stuff out of
At
his
least
navel.
it's not just a circle around the belly button.
They keep oh, that would have been gross. They keep mentioning how hairy his chest is.
It's
like,
very hairy in this
multiple
picture.
times they bring it up. I was like, okay. I mean, dudes have hairy chests.
Hey,
I
man,
didn't think
people,
it was that.
people love a hairy chest,
I didn't
bro.
think it was that funny or whatever.
So his first appearance was X-Cellent number 3
Yeah, okay.
in
This.
2022.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
He's from Earth 616. He's
he's
main
continuity. Yeah, this is in the main continuity.
fluff.
So from what I understand, the rest of like mutants and the like superheroes hate these guys, like hate them to the max. That's why they never are involved any of these X-Statics or X-Cellent.
X-Stats or X-Cellent.
And X-Statics, I know they crossed over, but in this,
Right.
like, it just like in general, they seem to not. People don't want to deal with them.
So Deadpool has like that, like he shows up and in the comics, not the movies.
Yeah.
In the comics, everyone's like, oh God, now we got to deal with him.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna talk a lot. He's gonna do something crazy.
Yeah.
They hate him.
Yeah.
So for them to be like, Deadpool suddenly in their camp looking at these guys being like, we don't like them at all.
Yeah.
Because they'll still have regular respect for some villains. Like,
Right.
he's got a code. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but like, they just like,
They're
fuck these
fantasy
guys.
or fame hogs.
That's
they're just
really
like trying
funny.
everything they can do, and they're both like the X-Cellent, the one led by Zeitgeist, is definitely more evilish in the way they
Right.
go about things. But X-Statics is still just for profit organization. They're there trying to get brand deals.
Money
And money and
fans,
fame and
right?
like more fans and stuff. So it's just at one point in this story, a woman shaped or a wall shaped like a woman pops up,
Ooh,
and
hot.
and all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, I'm Wall Lady," and they're like, "Cool, you can help us."
Wait. Did you say a woman shaped like a wall
Or a wall shaped kind of like a woman. So it's a wall with like a head. Here, look.
Let me see this.
I'll just show you. So like that's kind of right there. So she's like a wall with like a head on it.
So she's very large and square.
Yeah, and she's got like brick pattern on her.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and she just kind of pops up, and they're like, "Oh, we needed new members. You can be part of our team." And she's part of
Wall
X-Statics,
Lady. Okay.
and not X-Cellent. So that's the funny part. These are excellent comics, but X-Statics gets about equal coverage.
Well, you said it was kind of like an offshoot.
It is
like
an offshoot for sure, but I thought it'd be just. When I figured out what it was, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be all about X-Cellent." But I guess their story's so tied with X-Statics that it only makes sense that they tell the same story. So they get in a fight again. They're doing the media war, blah blah blah. And the main thing that keeps happening, or one of the running themes, is they both need teleporters because they suck. If you don't have a teleporter, you're gonna die.
Yeah, you
Like,
need a teleporter.
In this exact scenario,
we have a teleporter.
they don't have they don't have their teleporter, and they end up having to wait for a car to come get them and take them home at one point because
Grandma,
yeah,
you
basically
come pick us up.
exactly
We're done being bad guys.
So they do the media war, whatever, and then they get in some actual fights. The Wall Lady's there on X-Static side, they're fighting.
walling it
Zeitgeist and their homies, and then all of a sudden one of the X-Statics guys, his name is Eviscerator.
Okay, it's a little
Vivisector.
better.
No,
Nope,
Vivisector.
I take it back.
Vivisector.
Take it back. That's
and
awful.
he gets like blown in half. And they're like, maybe we should go. And then like, so they deuce out. Oh no, is this the one where they have to? No, they get. This is in this fight. They're able to deuce out, and then X-Cellent gets stuck there with one of their guys injured and have to wait for a cab to come get him. That's what we were just talking about.
That's the
during
car.
that fight. Yeah. So they get back, and the dude just dies, the guy that was injured, because they didn't get him to the hospital.
Vivisector?
No. That's the X-Statics guy who got injured, and there was also a guy on the other team who got injured.
Oh, okay.
And they were able to port away, so Vivisector ended up being fine.
Right.
But these guys weren't
Had to
able to
wait for a
port
cab.
away, so they had to wait so he bled out and died and whatnot. So it's pretty gnarly. And then you find out what exactly happened to Zeitgeist, because they hadn't really explained it all the way. He just said he was back.
Right.
And so you get a couple pages. Look how fucked up he is there. You get a couple pages explaining what happened to him
Ooh,
after he was
all
killed, when
his
everybody thought
insides.
he was killed. It's some ridiculous BS. Dupe helps him.
Dupe can heal?
Well, like doctor stuff.
Oh, he's a
like literal like
Nice.
taking care of him.
Yeah, because Dupe's not young, right? He's super
I
really
don't even
old.
know. I don't even know.
I think I remember he's old.
I don't remember. So it explains that, and then I'm gonna just start getting into it. So like this whole time he's been like Zeitgeist has been super obsessed with followers. He's like, how many we got? How many we got? And it keeps going up like 100,000 every time they. Like, so when you said the wall thing, or breaking through the wall, they break into a prison to release like misfit bad guys, like the like low tier. They're not hurting anybody. They're like rogues. They're like, oh, those are cool guys.
It's like Lantern Man.
Yeah, they go in there to rescue a bunch of like people that
Z-list
that normal people think it's cool. They're like, oh, they're helping them guys out.
Right.
Whatever. So when that happens, he's like, I'm going up 100,000 followers every whatever minutes. And then you find out what's going on, why the follower thing. So I've said a lot, and I'll say a little bit about the very end. But so what the main deal is, you find out why he needs all these followers, and this doesn't spoil any. I mean, it's a spoiler, but there's so much more that I'm skipping.
We warned him. It's all right.
So much. He took a picture of the Book of Ashanti. You know that book that's Doctor Strange's book that he all the badass spells and stuff. He took a picture of it and had their Pood make another version of it. And so he found a spell that would turn him into a god if you had
followers,
500 million followers or something.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Something like that.
Dude, The Rock doesn't even have 500
million followers or something like that.
He's got 300
It was going to
million,
turn him into a... It would have turned him... He would turn into a god when he's able... He has to do a spell and stuff as well. But when he gets that many followers, would be able to...
And Pood did that?
Pood made the book. Yeah, they had a picture of the book.
So it's like corrupted spells.
It's just he like took a picture of the one
one
spell or whatever and like recreated that part. So that's the whole deal. He's trying to get all these followers. And he's
right, that's his
million.
plan.
So he's just been a dick to everybody the whole time and not explaining to them why he needed
the followers
and whatnot. So he's just making people do shit. Like I said, Fluff and him beef. Like even though they're on the same team, he has their teleporter just dump him out into space and fall and die from a fall from like thousands of feet in the air.
Fluff.
Yeah, Fluff.
That was
dies
Fluff.
Like at the end of the fourth comic. And that's cool because he's just dead. And you saw the picture?
Yeah, I saw that.
Mushed? Oh, no, not the one of him.
Oh, no, I saw him falling.
Look at the mushed one.
Oh.
His...
Dude, why didn't he make a big fucking ball of fluff?
He was scared or something. They weren't fighting. He was just there, and he got poofed
out of nowhere
the air and dropped.
Dude, he got infinite belly lint.
Yeah.
Make a bed. Make a net.
So that's one of the cool things that happens near the end. So it doesn't get resolved, obviously. He doesn't get that many followers or whatever yet, and he hasn't been able to do the spell yet or whatever. So it's just explaining that's what's going to happen in the next one. That's
right.
Like the
volume 2.
Yeah, exactly. And so like here at the end, they kind of throw in a new character, really weird. Like
they love to do that.
Toodle Pip.
I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah. So the last comic is like,
the hell is that?
All about Toodle Pip. She's a teleporter, a very powerful, very good teleporter.
With a dumb name.
They go there. Zeitgeist like grabs her and is like,
little kidnapping.
Like, no, he doesn't grab her this time. Oh, did he? No. She showed up to like she's a reporter, so she showed up to get a scoop because these people are famous celebrities. So she was trying to get the inside scoop. She was there. They were like, oh crap, she can teleport really well. Zeitgeist like, hey, we need a better teleporter because that guy, the whoosh that dropped the other guy out of the sky, he can like, it's hard for him to put you back together when you're done teleporting.
Oh, wow.
So that's a problem. And this chick can just teleport anybody anywhere perfectly.
Nice.
Toodle Pip. And so he's like trying to convince her, like, oh, it's you be part of us, whatever. And she's like, no, I don't think so. And then he like uses his powers to like force her. Basically, he's like got suggestion powers as well.
Oh, does he?
Like mesmerism, something like that. They don't explain it. I think they say mesmerism is what it's called. So they get a super powerful teleporter, and she's like, why do you need me? You already have a teleporter. and he turns and lowers his mask and pukes all over Whoosh. It entirely covers Whoosh head to toe, and he melts into a puddle. And he goes, "We have an opening."
He's like, new video.
Yeah, it was gnarly. So that was
Me throwing up on my friends.
Yeah, so that was like basically the end, like the craziest thing that happened towards the end. And so it's very satirical. The whole thing is obviously making fun of
really
superheroes and more celebrities than actual
seems
superheroes.
like a very influencer focus,
especially this one. Like I said, the first one came out in 2019, and then the next 5, the X-Cellent ones, came out in 2021? No, 2022. So it's very recent. So they were
I read that when
very
I looked
influenced by what's going on right now. And
yeah, when you said
that.
2002, I was like, none of that shit was around.
Right.
But I got it. You were talking about ecstatic.
Ecstatics, yeah.
What I've got from this is bring back Fluff.
Fluff was dope.
Fluff was
He
dope.
was genuinely cool.
Anyone hears this, hashtag bring back
Fluff.
Bring back Fluff.
He was a cool character.
Hit up Marvel.
He tried to save the reason they got he got in a beef with Zeitgeist in the first place is because Zeitgeist was a straight dick to Mirror, the Mirror chick, and basically made her have sex with him, kinda.
Oh, so
like
he's a piece of
mesmer.
shit.
He's using his mesmerism type stuff on her.
Yeah.
And he's shitting on her 24/7. It's so messed up. Just he just you suck, you're terrible at this, you know what I mean. And so Fluff sticks up for her,
right?
Genuinely, he wasn't even trying to get none, really. He was just hey, that's messed up,
just being a good dude.
Yeah. And so she's like, oh, maybe this Fluff guy likes me, whatever.
That belly lint guy's all
right.
Yeah.
So Fluff and Zeitgeist have, like I said, a little tussle, and that's when you find out that it's hard for Zeitgeist to hurt Fluff and that he wasn't able to or whatever.
So how does Fluff hurt people? Okay,
I wanted to
no Fluff.
Yeah,
with the
he
belly
can change the.
Oh,
chemical.
you said the compound, right?
Yeah.
So Marvel does this really well. It's there's a big event, crossover event, right? And it's you see some stranger. He goes into this apartment block in freaking England, and he starts just murking people, killing everyone. And you see someone tied up in a chair, and then you find out the guy who broke in was Hawkeye, and the dude tied to the chair was Spider-Man.
Right.
And now this giant event that is about to happen crossover so many comics in Marvel is all focused around one way smaller character, where you would think it's Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor.
The usual,
right? Or someone like X-Men, Charles Xavier, but it's not. It's focused around Hawkeye for this one.
Yeah.
This event was focused around Sentry, who barely fucking shows up at all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
love when they do that. So, bring back Fluff. Give him a super important story to be the center of and let him either die again in a super epic way.
Even more actual valiantly.
Yeah. Bodies dying on a mountain of belly lint. Bro, save the world.
I like it.
But
I like it.
Half joking, half serious.
Fluff was a cool character.
They do that stuff with those
It happens
random
every once in
characters.
a
I
blue
love that stuff.
Moon, yeah.
So yeah, hashtag bring back Fluff.
Bring back Fluff.
All right, man. I drew in. So I got next town over.
Cool.
All right, so it took like 2 pages for me to be yup, this. So it's a Western, a set, Western times, steampunk fantasy Western.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. So I was all over it.
So that's a mouthful.
Right, but it's all really cool genres. I'm not a big fan of steampunk, to be honest, but I can take it. It's cool.
It's such just an aesthetic. I don't know what besides the aesthetic steampunk is. You know what I mean?
It's steampunk.
Yeah,
that's what it's.
Just the
it's its own thing for sure.
Yeah.
So it's called Next Town Over. It was script, pencils, and final colors by Aaron Melos. I hope I'm saying that right. Mehlos. Melos. Mm-hmm. With color flats by Kate Melos. Aww. Yeah, just like yours.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I wanted to say it earlier, but I was like, I'll wait.
I'll say it.
So textures by George.
Okay.
And spiritual advice from Jonathan. So big ups to Jonathan for the spiritual advice.
That's super important.
So it begins black and white. And this is probably a flashback because they do that
Yeah.
throughout the book. It's a coffin on a pyre, and then they're all looking somber. And man walks up with a torch, drops it on, and it erupts. And the next panel is a fire woman,
Oh, that's dope.
a very tall
Phoenix-y.
fire woman. Yeah. So
That's
then
cool.
cuts to, so each chapter is named after the town that it takes place in.
Okay.
And I read 1 through 5. All right, so 5 regular comic issues. They're actually fairly short. Normal comic, basically.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
they're
18 pages or something.
right. So they're in the town of Lookback. That's this town, first one. So this man walks into a bar, and there's a fancy woman gambling. She just beat a man at cards. He's pissed. He runs out, and this handsome man, he's in a white suit. He's got like white streaks in his hair, like Doctor Strange.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah, handsome, very handsome dude,
Yeah.
big square jaw. Dude's hot. All right. So he walks up to her and he says, Veronica Dautrieve, and she's like, I don't know you. How do you know me? And he said, I knew your aunt.
Okay.
Right. Me and her had a very interesting relationship. So they end up, she's like, well, let's play cards. They end up playing cards, and then she's like, what are the stakes? And he's like, well, no money, because I know you pissed away all your aunt's money. So that necklace you're wearing, that was your aunt's. I want that.
Okay.
So if I win, I get the necklace, and if you win, you get to have sex with me. Right?
Nice.
So she goes to slap him, catches her hand, and this part was really cool. So she has 2 big bodyguards that roll with her, and they like put knives to him, and they're like, you don't talk to a lady like that. And he was like, oh man, y'all must not have read the wanted poster. So then it cuts to outside, and there's this really pale woman, super pale. Like, she looks dead.
Okay.
And she's got sometimes glowing red eyes. I don't know if that's for us and the characters can't
Yeah.
see it, or if that's how she looks.
Yeah, sometimes that's confusing in comics. when that
Right.
happens.
So she rolls up on this this really big spotted horse. It's like gray with white spots. And she walks right up to the wanted poster, and it's the man in the white suit that's inside. His name is John Henry Hunter, and his bounty is 10 grand. So at the bottom of the wanted poster, it says immediate use of deadly force recommended, even if suspect appears unarmed.
Nice.
So it cuts back to the 2 bodyguards that have knives to his throat. And he says, you weren't too careful reading the wanted poster. And he takes a swig of the bottle that's in front, and he just blows flames right in their face.
Nice.
The whole bar catches on fire.
Oh, that's awesome.
Entire bar. He ends up stealing the necklace and just casually walking out. He can move the flames. So
Okay.
so as he's walking, he like pushes them out of the
Yeah.
way, and then they come back.
Nice.
So as he walks out, he sees the girl. Now her name is Vane Black. So Vane, the orange-haired pale girl. So when they see each other, they do this throughout the comic where it'll show what's happening in the present, and then it'll show a side picture of basically where they're standing, what the facial expressions, what they're doing, or it'll be similar in some way. But it cuts back to it's black and white, and they're obviously younger and they look different. He doesn't have his gray streaks, and she's young,
Okay, I
young
see.
girl. So
yeah, it's a flashback panel.
and then it cuts to them standing. See, so it shows her standing there while he's walking out of a building. So then the next page is her standing there in the present while he's walking out of a building, but she's got a gun pointed right at
I
him.
see that.
So the sheriff walks up. Sorry, the sheriff walks up, and he's already like, "Yo, John Henry, like, no, you're not leaving. I don't know why you're trying to get on that horse. I don't know who this dead chick is, but y'all aren't going anywhere." And John Henry just turns around and like opens his hand, and all the bullets in his gun explode.
Nice. That's
So
awesome.
she pulls a gun. Actually, no, sorry, it's not a gun. It's a freaking grenade launcher. And she pops it straight at him as he's riding away on his horse.
Yeah.
And he just turns his hand back, and it bounces off and blows up another part of the town. So now this town is on fire.
Yeah.
As she hops on her horse, the horse is named Diamonds.
Okay.
And the John Hunter's, sorry, I should call him John Henry because that's what I
You
said.
did, yeah.
John Henry's horse is Hearts. So anyone who doesn't like animal cruelty might want to check the time codes for you.
yeah.
as she gets on Diamonds and rides the way, the man shoots the horse in the left hip.
Okay.
The woman Vane comments, I always figured you were tough, and he always said you were tough as diamonds, but I thought that was just how you looked. Turns out it's true. She's just like, yo, this is a tough horse.
Yeah.
So she's chasing John out into the field. Dude, he lights 3 cigars, waits till she gets close. He drops them behind him and then just flicks his hand up, and this giant, like, flame tornado pops up in the field.
Nice.
It's so sick looking.
Nice.
So it ends up throwing her off. She's kind of shaking around with the horse. He throws a rope with a noose on it in the tree.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know how, but she rides straight into it. He pulls it tight. And she's riding away. So she ends up shooting his horse.
Oh, damn.
And so he does the gun thing again. So she's laying there. Wait, I don't think he did the gun thing. Yeah. So she's sitting there hanging from the tree. Horse is dead. He grabs Diamonds and rolls out. This part is weird. It's strange because when you see her hanging, she's not struggling. She
At
doesn't
all.
seem worried.
Uh-uh.
She's not clawing at her throat or anything.
No, she's kind of chilling.
Right. So it does another flashback of him walking away from another burning building. So
Oh, damn.
I guess it's just something she's seen.
Yeah.
So chapter 2 starts, and chapter 2 is Sun Prairie. Now,
A different town.
different town.
Okay.
So she's walking through a field, and she comes up on these 2 men, Marcus and Lawrence. And she's like, where y'all headed? Where's Look Back? And they're like, it's the opposite way. We're headed to Wagons something. I forgot what the town is called. Wandering Gulch.
Okay.
And she gets it. She's like, can I have a ride? And they're like, are you okay? Like, you look freaking awful. Like, you look dead.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I'm fine. What are y'all doing? And they're like, well, there's a big mining camp in Wandering Gulch. So we got dynamite, we got all tools and all this stuff. So we're gonna go try and make some money there.
Money, yeah.
And so they're like, yo, don't scare the girl. There's like a whole truckload, like a whole wagon full of dynamite behind them. Volatile, a little crazy plan
Yeah.
they got. So as they're going along, she sees the sign that says Wandering Gulch this way, Sun Prairie this way. And she's like, what's in Sun Prairie? And they're like, oh, it's sunflowers. And it's not regular like weed sunflowers. They're flowers that give off light.
Huh.
So in the field, it's super bright. It's amazing and beautiful. They're like, yeah, when we're done making money, we're going to go see it. She is like, pulls her guns and she's like, I'm taking the cart. Like, get off. So she
Damn.
basically steals all their shit and leaves them
Yeah.
walking in the field. She pulls up to Sun Prairie. In the bar is John Henry, like playing violin for people.
Huh.
Chicks love him. He's
Yeah.
trying to leave, and chicks are like all over him. So she had taken her cart full of dynamite and his horse Diamonds,
Yeah.
her horse that she started out with.
Yeah, yeah.
They go out into the field, and she basically is setting a trap for him. So I think it shows that he sees her riding through the window. Like, he looks through the window and sees her riding by.
That's good.
So he's not, seems worried. Like, it kind of implies obvious previous relationship. We don't know the
They
extent
have
of
some
it.
sort of past.
But yeah, because he
Something.
doesn't, he doesn't quit, but he'll kind of quit when he sees her.
Hmm.
It's not always, I'm running from my life,
Okay.
So obviously pre-existing
Something
relationship,
going on,
something
Well,
very
the flashbacks, we saw that she at least saw him. Around.
right, but
At the very least,
the
she saw him
extent is
around.
what's unknown
Okay.
because she looked young. He's obviously an older man.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what's happened here.
Yeah, what the
Right.
story was.
So
there is something, but we don't know.
he walks out of the bar and he already knows what's going down. He walks straight out to outside of town, straight to his cart.
Yeah.
He like knows it, and he's like, well, why are you light a lantern on this cart when we have all these beautiful flowers around us? Like, we both came here to see it, and she ends up shooting the lantern, explodes. He had even mentioned, like, listen, if you blow up this dynamite, you're gonna hurt Diamonds.
Uh-huh.
She does it anyway.
Damn.
Blasts it. Diamonds is on the floor. He's on the ground. She walks up to, John Henry gets away. He uses the fire from the explosion and just gets away. She does end up shooting him one last time and actually gets him in the shoulder.
Oh, damn.
So he's just walking now because Diamonds is
Yeah.
now gone. But she walks up to Diamonds and she was like, wow, you are tough. So he's still alive.
Yeah.
He's just burnt this left side of his face, and his front leg is messed up.
Okay.
So she goes into Sun Prairie, and she goes into this man Jasper's blacksmith.
Okay.
And she's tinkering all night. They don't know what's going on. So Marcus and Lawrence, the guy she robbed, they roll to Sun Prairie.
Okay.
There's two men outside.
Because she stole the thing.
Yeah, so they're going, they just want their stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care about you.
Yeah,
we just want our shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's our whole life plan.
I told you that was
around,
our whole life plan.
Revolves around the cart that she blew up.
Yeah.
So she's like, they're at least like, I want our horses, our mules back. Please. Like,
please
so they
anything.
roll up. Jasper and this new sheriff are there. They're talking. They're like, lady, come on out. And they're like, hey, we'll help you. We feel like it's our fault. The town burned a little bit because of us. So Lawrence and Marcus kick in the door. And when they do, she busts out on Diamonds, who now is all steampunked out with like a face mask.
That's cool.
A new front left leg. It's all mechanical.
It looks pretty cool.
It looks dope. So she rides out. Marcus and Lawrence are like, fuck that. We're going to get her. And Jasper, the blacksmith, she actually shot his hand off, making him leave.
Okay.
So she's like, get out.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is my place. And she shoots his hand off.
Damn.
So he's like, yo, wait up. I'm coming with y'all.
Oh, okay.
So they're now chasing her. So now that's next chapter is Whiskey Bend. So now they're at another town. So he's walking. He comes up. He sees these men dealing with like an unruly black horse. I don't know what's a big male horse, a stud, or what? Stallion. Yeah. So a big black stallion, and he's like starts bartering with the owner. He's like, listen, if I can ride for however long you pick, I can keep the horse. And he was like, well, that's not very sporting. I could say 30 seconds. And he's like, do it. I'll do it. So he gets on the horse. He ropes it. Gets on top of it. As soon as he looks up, she's there. And she's already shooting at him. So she's blasting again. And she actually shoots him in the hand. He does a little fire trick, gets a fire whip from the bullet that's in his hand. So he used that somehow. Okay. It looked like his right hand was touching his left hand. And when he moved his right hand across his body, a flame appeared. Okay. And then he made a whip out of that. Okay, that's so cool. He whips the black horse. So now she's on Diamonds. He's on this new black horse. Yeah. Chasing him. He actually, oh man, this is so, he stabs, I warned you everyone about this. He stabs the black horse in the chest. He stops, gets off, it kills the black horse. Yeah. And as Diamonds is rolling up, he goes, sorry, bucko. And he cuts his left leg off. His mechanical leg. So he's not hurt, but he's just done with. Yeah. So he stabs his horse and he brands it while it's dead. Okay. He does this little hand flicker, does a spell basically, and now this black flame horse pops up. Yeah. So he like almost like necromancy it. Yes, it's exactly what he did into a flame horse. Dude. And yeah. So he mentioned how fast Diamond was, and he was like, I always said there was a horse never faster than Diamond, so I was right. So he's like, I'm sorry about this. You're talking to the stallion. Yeah. This is what I have to do. Because Diamond's apparently super fast, and now with the mechanical leg, even faster. Right. So steampunk world, she has a grappling hook. She shoots it straight through his belly as he's riding away. So he's got a grappling hook sticking out of him, clawed to his belly. The shit's and the art is a little too cartoony for me. Yeah, very simple. Like sure. It's simple, but it's also like I would not necessarily bubbly. It's not people's proportions aren't exactly right, and it's really raw for how bubbly I think it is. Not bubbly, but like cartoony. Yeah. I don't know how. See, we said this before. We suck at this. Yeah. But I could see this without all the gore as like a Saturday morning cartoon. The world looks soft. Yes. The world looks like it should be, or is soft because of the art they use, but the world seems to be opposite of way soft. Grittier. Yeah. Okay. Way grittier. That might make sense. So, so she has no horse. The three guys that were in the originally chasing her, Marcus, Jasper, and Lawrence, they show up, pick her up. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I lied. It was the man whose horse he stole and his two guys. Oh, they roll up. Marcus and Lawrence are like, they got their horses, so they're like, we're good. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they do stuff. Good, smart. Smart guys. We're not messing with that dead chick. Geniuses. They're the best characters in this whole story. Right. So they pick her up. They're chasing after him. He makes a little comment about, I'll try not to go too fast. So he's there 1 second with them, right? And then the next second, it's just a trail of flames. So he's like novelty fast, like silly fast. Gone.
He's Ghost Rider and they're a turtle.
Exactly, Ghost Rider. Yes, he's basically Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So these three guys are like, how the hell are we supposed to chase that?
You can follow the flames.
And she straight up was like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So she goes back to Diamonds, looks at him and just goes, how tough are you? Again, commenting on how tough he is.
Yeah.
So it looks like John Henry's been riding a while. He's injured. He's got the grappling hook. He's been shot in the shoulder.
He's still alive.
He's been shot in the hand and the grappling hook. As he's riding his horse, it disappears into ash and just floats away.
Oh, damn. He used it up.
So he takes the grappling hook out. He's chilling. So that's when she, she walks up to Diamond and says, not yet, old boy. So next chapter, it's called Baron's Crossing. So she's in the wilderness with the three men, the owner of the Black Stallion and his two homeboys.
Yeah.
She's making lye bullets that explode when it hits water. She's a tinkerer for sure.
Okay.
She made the horse twice.
Yeah.
And they even made a comment like, hey, Diamonds is fed and all ready to go.
It's like an alchemy bullet or something.
Right. So he's riding his horse to Baron's Crossing. So he's back on his horse. So it's not a one-time use.
Wow. Okay.
He can just call it up.
Oh, man.
So it's
Red Dead's that shit.
Dude, yeah, it's on summoning.
Nice.
It's on speed dial.
Yeah, that's dope.
I saved this panel just for you. As he's walking up, look at the kids fighting. Look at the kid that's on top punching. And then look how big the kid is on the bottom.
Yeah, he's like a quarter the size of that kid and he's whooping ass.
So Aaron, if you ever hear this and you did that on purpose, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. That's he's a little taller, but that kid is huge.
Yeah.
And look, there's another picture. Look at his gorilla back.
That kid literally weighs 3 times.
That kid is huge.
At the very minimum, 3
and the
times
kid on
the
top
size.
winning is so skinny.
It's super, not just smaller.
Lanky.
He's a twig.
Lanky twig.
That's awesome.
So I was like, that's cool. I saw that, Aaron. So he rolls into Baron's Crossing now. He goes into a general store. He sees a man, chats him up, uses his charisma, and is like, give me your clothes. I'll pay you $50 for your clothes. So he gets new clothes and then promptly goes to the whorehouse.
Of course.
Goes straight to the whorehouse.
Yeah.
The madam is like, John Henry Hunter is outside. And throughout the comic, they keep saying his bounty wrong. Everyone's like, oh, that's the $15,000 bounty. That's the $18,000. That's the $12,000. No one said it right. It's only been 10.
That's cool.
So I thought that was kind of funny. So
Word of mouth, how that shit works.
What's the proper term? What do they call themselves? Sex workers?
Yeah, that makes
sense. Is that right?
Yeah.
So the prostitutes try to rob him. They pull their guns out and immediately they're like, we know who you are. And dude, because of the guys in the last 2 towns, he's over it right now. And I'm going to read exactly what he says. He says, I didn't have neither of you girls pegged for stupid, but I got to wonder how the wanted poster impressed upon you the face, the name, and the sum while not conveying not to fuck around with me, even if I give the impression of invulnerability. Next panel, he's walking down the stairs. The whole fucking building's on fire. This dude is drop of a hat.
Yeah.
I'm burning you down, bro. He's walking out like a G.
It's his first reaction.
It is. He's got his jacket over his shoulder. He's looking all gangster.
Yeah.
And so he ends up finding this. They don't go into it. He just walks up to this door. And Vane Black Miss Black is now following him.
Okay.
So she's rolled into town, saw the fire.
Oh, that's
went
him.
Went
obviously.
to look. Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
And then found him in an Asian bathhouse. Just not like a whorehouse, like somewhere to actually take a bath run by Asians.
Yeah.
So she ends up there's a cage of pigs. She lets him out. The man is freaking out. So he's just in his bath, steam everywhere. And through the steam, he sees her cold, gray face.
Yeah.
She shoots him. He does the bullet thing.
Of course.
Does fire with the steam and the bullet and is able to get out. She jumps through the room. Every town, she ends up shooting past him and shoots a pig. Like,
what?
Dude, they don't care about animals at all.
No. It's not that they don't care. It sounds like they actively hate.
Like they're
animals.
trying.
Yeah.
Like that dude's like, I'm gonna shoot your horse in the neck. She's like, I'm gonna shoot your horse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot my own horse. Like, No, oh, he stabbed his horse.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. It feels like it's malicious.
The Aaron Malos is like, fuck PETA. Like,
He's like, "Oh, you know, like PETA pissed me off one time. I used to love animals.
yeah.
Fuck animals.
This whole comic, this is about animal cruelty. Just
hate it.
watch all these animals.
I'm gonna make the most mainstream animal cruelty property ever.
I'm sorry, we're just kidding.
Yeah.
That's funny though. I mean, seriously.
It
So
seems like it.
it does. So she ends up chasing him. He gets on his fire horse, takes off. He ends up burning the entire bridge out of town, sets it on fire. She shoots into the fire, not knowing if it hit. So this is the last chapter. This is called Wayward. So I don't know if anyone or you have noticed a pattern with the first 4 issues here, but there's one.
Yeah.
All right. So this chapter, he's injured. John Henry's injured. He comes up on this man named Hiram. So he ends up
It's a
seeing
good, solid name.
right. And this is a good dude. He's a doctor. He's not super experienced, but he's a doctor. He's trying. There's been a breakout of violet fever.
Violet fever?
Yeah, is that a real?
Scarlet fever.
The scar. So this is violet fever.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm not worried about the plague. Can I stay here?
Uh-huh.
So he ends up letting him in. And he says, I have no particular fear of this fever. And they're like, you've been exposed. And he says, you could say that.
Yeah.
That's important because I think it's telling about her a little bit. So as they're talking, he's talking about, dude, and he drops this thing about loyalists and imperials, a war, and how the loyalist soldiers came to him and he was taking care of them at the same time as imperial soldiers. And so there's way more going on in
It's a
this
huge
world.
backstory. Yeah, there's lore.
She's
out the
dropping
wazoo.
hints.
Yeah.
She's definitely dropping hints.
That's cool.
So I was intrigued by that. I'm like, okay, I need to know more now. You've planted the seed, and
That's
now
how
I
they
gotta.
get you.
Yeah, exactly. So it cuts to another flashback next to while he's talking to Hiram, and it's just this. It says he's speaking to what we can presume is Vane, Vane Black, because she's been on all the other flashbacks, and he says, "Well, surely if you can patch up paralysis, you can cure fever before breakfast." This is her speaking. That was John, and she responds with, "The skeletal and nervous systems are a little more akin to machinery, a little more my line. This is rather a different sort of engineering." And then it cuts back to him and Hiram speaking. And so there's a sick kid. He's got just dots, sickness, holes and stuff.
Yeah,
all
it's
he's
nasty.
very sick with this violet fever.
It's like pox or something.
Yeah, basically. John looking sad. So he ends up doing magic tricks for him.
Okay.
Because, and the kid, like, I know who you are. And everyone's known who it is because of the wanted poster. But this kid pulls out this old poster and it says Hunter.
This
and
is
he's
the flashback stuff, right?
No, he's pulling out this poster in present time
Oh, I see.
of Hunter, John Henry, as a magician.
Oh, okay.
So
called
all
Hunter.
those flashbacks where he's on stage, or I skipped
what
a
was
few.
going on? Yeah.
He was a performer
Oh,
and he was a
okay.
magician, which obviously he knows real fucking magic.
Yeah.
So he's doing tricks for him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my grandpa told me that you set a woman on fire on stage," and he was like, "Yeah, sort of." But when they show the flashback of it. It's the same giant woman as the very first book at the very beginning, where they throw the torch on the coffin. The fire woman appears there. It's the same woman that was in his magic show.
Oh, okay.
I have no conclusion to that. Just forewarned for everyone.
Some more information.
That's something I noticed. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. Like you can see, it's her. It's the
It's the
fire
same.
woman. Yeah,
It's the same.
it's a fire person.
Yeah.
So it cuts outside there. He's playing with the kid, and it cuts outside to the man who owned the stallion and his two guys and Miss Black who's chasing them.
Okay.
And they're like, I'm pretty sure he's in there. And some are like, no, it's a plague town. There's no way he's in there. She walks straight in the door. She's obviously not worried about it.
Yeah.
And he very casually is like, the dog's a good judge of character. And she looks at the kid and says, dude, I'm not even going to try. You say it. I suck at that.
Hemorrhagic violet fever.
Hemorrhagic violet fever. Exactly. So that's what she says. And then it cuts to another flashback. The inoculation strain is worse. And John says, it doesn't look worse. And she says, it doesn't look worse because the lesions have turned inward. All the bleeding is eternal. So it shows her
yeah.
in the present, and she says, "Terrible way to die."
Yeah, okay.
So I want to read all of this because it drops a lot of hints, and I want to make sure I get it right. He says, "I'm sure these folks appreciate you plying your trade, darling." She says, "My trade? I single-handedly devised a strain of violet fever more virulent than anything previously encountered by Western medicine." And he says, "But you almost had a vaccine figured." She said, "Yes, half senseless and still buried to the best of my ability in work and hog fever specimens, the better to turn a blind eye to your prowling the reddest districts of Red Fork, looking for what precisely was it? Whores you could conscion killing. Conscious killing? It says, yeah, CONSCION.
Oh.
I looked it up and it...
Conscion?
Yeah.
Conscion?
Conscion,
I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
So basically, whores you could kill.
Yeah, okay.
And he says, "For you. I'd have done anything for you. I will do anything for you." So what I'm guessing, to break off for a second, is that he was killing women to get as specimens, maybe. She was doing tests,
That's
possibly.
If with the little information I have, that would have been my guess.
That was my immediate thought. So she says, "Anything? You would have done anything for me?" He says, "You will die, John Henry Hunter." She shoots the gun, except if you look closely in the page, it's pointed to the side of him.
Yeah, it's next to him.
So scroll over and look who he shoots.
Oh, my God.
She shoots the child, and then she shoots the dog.
I didn't even see the child one.
They don't show it. They kind of imply it.
Okay. Yeah, it shows her blasting a hole in the dog.
And the child.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's very raw. But, so she shoots the child. She shoots the dog when it attacks her.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you see the kid right there.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So John is like, you are stone cold dead inside, ain't you? She said, "Just plying my trade, hypocrite. You've certainly put less deserving places than this to the torch. Please don't lecture me." She shoots one of her lye bullets out in the rain, puddle, big explosion, big steam everywhere. He runs out. The other guys run out. The three guys are still up on the hill because they didn't want to come in the town. They're like, there he is.
Yeah.
They shoot, and immediately they shoot Diamond straight in the neck. So Diamonds is shot again on the floor, incapacitated.
Of course.
He freaks out. He says, "Sorry, bucko," again. And he gets on his flame horse and takes off. Now, there's two endings here. This is the ending for Vane and John that I got to.
Okay.
She walks up to Diamonds and she says, "Diamonds, how tough are you?"
Yeah.
And then Hiram, the doctor,
Yeah.
he walks in. He's fucking livid, bro.
Everybody got murked,
His
right?
dog, the
Yeah.
kid he was taking care of. And I didn't mention, he said when John was doing magic tricks, he was like, "Please distract the boy because someone else passed and I don't want him to see them moved out."
Okay.
So Hiram comes in. It seems like everyone's gone. He opens this cupboard and you can see his a war outfit, a war uniform, and he grabs his gun. Nice. So I'm pretty sure he's about to join up with, I don't know though. See, right? Wouldn't he assume that the woman killed them correctly? John was just chilling. Why would he suddenly kill the dog? And he doesn't know what happened.
Yeah, okay.
So is he on John's side now?
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to Deus Ex Machina and show up to save
end,
John one more time?
At some point.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's as far as I got. I will say, though, I read ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll just drop that, Diamonds is not dead. She comes back. It's a different name, but it's a giant mechanical horse.
Nice.
And I think Diamonds is somewhere inside.
Yeah, what it's based on.
So, honestly, it was cool, man. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
My little problem was that it spent so long. Chapter 1, she follows him into town. Something happens, the town's burning.
Yeah.
They go to town 2, same thing. Town 3, town 4. It's issue 5 where you start getting some actual backstory. If issue 5 was issue 3, I would have been hooked already. You didn't I feel like I didn't need more of that. If you wanted to drop hints of his power, I would say do it more in one comic or two, as opposed to separating it into these 4. Because I really did enjoy it. And I'll be honest, the direction I saw it going, I personally am not super intrigued by. It does get wild, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not a steampunk guy.
It's not up your alley.
Exactly. And I don't want Erin Malos to hear this and think I'm slagging her shit. I really did enjoy it.
I could tell by the way you told it that it was entertaining.
I read it 3 times.
Yeah.
And then I said the first time I was like, I'm only reading 1 through 4. And then I read 5.
Yeah.
And then the second time I read 6. And then the second time I read 7.
It sounds cool, but not exactly what your thing is.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a great story. It just was a little long-winded, I guess, at the beginning was my only complaint.
You feel like it dragged.
Yeah, but she started dropping hints. What's up with this chick? Is she dead?
Yeah. It sounds like she's got the thing.
Obviously got the fever, but why is the internal bleeding not killing her?
Oh,
the kid was dying.
Created it, right? She's the one who created it.
She made it.
So she probably half inoculated herself. Or
Possibly.
something.
I'm pretty sure it gets into it.
You said she looks really bad, right?
You didn't see her? Did I show you?
Oh, kind of. Yeah.
She really pale.
Yeah.
Almost blue.
Yeah.
Like
so,
she looks dead.
She's
Everyone
dying.
comments.
She's probably dying.
Maybe, but remember, she was hanging from the noose and wasn't worried at all.
She could have just like necromancered herself.
She might, because he can bring stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
What if he brought her back and was like fucked, like messed up because now she like wants to kill him or some shit. Who knows?
Most of the stuff he did though was fire, and she doesn't really have anything to do with fire.
True, but he did bring the horse back. But you'd feel her hair is super orange.
Oh, true.
Maybe that's her.
Maybe it used to be blonde.
Well, you know what's funny is I was reading it and I was like, man, this chick kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like she's incompetent.
Yeah.
She shot her horse and like she messes. He was in the bathtub and she was at the window and she missed.
Yeah.
Like and I read a little what is it called, like a bumper, a little thing at the end where she was like, the creator was talking about how she wanted a incompetent protagonist. See, another little tiny problem is like, is she the protagonist?
Right.
It's like Game of Thrones. Everyone is a bastard in this.
Yeah, so it's just whoever they're focusing on.
I
Not
guess
if they're a good guy or a bad guy. It's just who they choose to focus on.
Exactly. I feel like this is a bad guy chasing a badder guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah. That's what it feels like.
That seems to happen more now.
So, man, I give it a 6 thumbs up. 7 thumbs up.
Ah, cool.
7 thumbs up. I know none of that matters at all.
I'll say I liked all the concepts in the story. I didn't like the art, like hardly at all.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't turn me off.
It didn't fit. First of all,
that was my concern or complaint.
Fit, and it's just not what I like.
It's not.
So
same with me. I was like, it seemed. It could have been a little grittier, but that's her style.
Yeah,
She drew a wanted picture of herself.
Everything though, right?
Yeah.
Said she did everything. Right?
Yeah, final colors. Yeah, hold on, let me check. Well, her sister or
somebody helped, but she was like the top 3 things, right?
Yeah, it was like a story. Story, pencils, and final colors.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's 99% of.
Yeah, the sister, whoever did the color flats, whatever. I don't know what that is.
They ever hear us talking about it, don't think I'm trying to talk mess on it.
Yeah, no, do your thing.
Yeah, it's just not for me. Like I said,
I enjoyed. If I bought it, I wouldn't have kept it. I probably wouldn't have go back and read simply because not that it's not good. It's not my thing.
Yep.
So I did enjoy reading what I read though.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, right. When you hear me like,
yeah, it'd be pretty obvious.
They come in and pull a gun
or whatever.
And yeah. That's yeah.
Cool.
There we go. You ready to fucking fight, bro?
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Oh wait, real quick.
Yeah.
Because I know they're probably listening. We got some out there. Shout out to Cuzzo. Shout out to Cuzzo. And then shout out to Brendan out there.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, both of y'all, for real. Thank you very much. Now I'm gonna kick his ass for y'all.
Oh no, come on.
This is our little segment we like to do called Matt versus Adam. We take a random character generator from Tic Tac, and we see who would win between me or him. See who we get.
We're going to do a different one this week. It's going to be Marvel versus DC.
So you technically won, off a coin flip last time,
Yep.
and we promise anyone we will never do anime again.
Yeah.
Because that was a nightmare. that was a nightmare.
Man.
Even doing Marvel characters we don't know or DC characters, it would be easier.
It's easier to do.
You got to learn a whole terminology to even figure out what they can do.
I haven't watched anime since 2002.
All right, so what do you want to do? You won.
Okay, so
We got Marvel, DC,
I
tunes, and now video game characters.
you want
You want to mix it?
yeah do a Marvel versus DC.
All right, so do you want Marvel or do you want
that's
DC?
what I was trying to decide. Obviously I know more about Marvel, but screw it, I'm gonna go DC.
You son of a
actually.
bitch. I knew you were going to, I know more about it. I just know DC's way more fucking powerful. Here, see if you click it. Just tap the screen. It should go.
There we go.
Is it working?
Yep.
All right. Who you got?
Oh, cool.
Oh, come on.
Larfleeze.
Larf.
The Orange Lantern. Larfleeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you, bro. I got you.
Let's see. Larfleeze is dope. That's
Fuck.
the selfish ones, right? He's the only lantern, only Orange Lantern.
I got
is him.
Blade. I don't know if Blade can beat no Green Lantern, bro.
He's even like more
And it's-
powerful than a standard Green Lantern
'cause
because
it's
he's
not
the only one.
Oh,
Orange-
that's him?
It's the greed one, right? So only one person can be the Orange Lantern because it's all about greed.
All right.
So he gets a whole Lantern Corps basically of power. Larfleeze is gnarly.
Do they share power like that?
Kinda, yeah. Well, they all have to gain power from the same battery and the same source, the OA or whatever. So
Right. See, I think you know more about DC than I. I never did get into Lantern stuff.
yeah,
though.
I was saying I know more Marvel than DC. I
Same.
wasn't comparing to you. So
All right,
I took
so-
the harder one, I thought.
Right. Larfleeze, you got. What is it?
Larfleeze.
Larfleeze. I said that.
Yeah.
I accidentally said it right.
Yeah.
Flight, force field. God damn it. Hard light construct generation.
Yep.
Real time translation of all languages.
Of course.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's like a
Space travel.
cipher almost.
Immortality. Dude, Cypher is
Immortality,
badass.
yeah.
Immortality, energy manipulation, matter manipulation. Dude, come on.
Told you.
Limited reality warping,
Oh, cool.
space manipulation.
Yeah, I knew that.
Superhuman strength and durability, soul manipulation. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Life
Come
and
on.
death
Black
manipulation.
vampire man with your sword.
Psionic resistance.
Let's go.
Weather manipulation. Orange avatar creation.
Or I can make a bunch of me.
Dude, eat a fucking dick, bro.
Come
Like,
on, Mr. Sword Guy.
I'm
Run at me.
it's gonna be like
Run at me while I'm sleeping.
it's gonna be like excellent swordsmanship.
He can
Like,
go out in the sun. That's one of his perks, bro. Is that
could-
he can walk in the
oh,
sun.
man, well I can go to the beach, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, so okay,
I can create a
I got
beach.
a lot
can
here.
Create a beach.
I got
if
a
you
lot.
wanted.
Check it. All
you
right.
wanted.
I got master martial artist, skilled swordsman and marksman,
Right.
highly knowledgeable about vampire lore. That doesn't help. Superhuman strength, speed, agility, and stamina. Superhuman.
Low end, but okay.
Superhuman.
Yeah, more than one dude. Okay.
Enhanced senses, so I could tell your orange ass is coming. Accelerated healing, immunity to both vampire bites and lantern powers. No,
Yeah.
vampire bites and vampire hypnosis, slowed aging,
Yeah.
ability to sense supernatural creatures.
Okay. Cool. So I'm not even a supernatural creature, so that doesn't help you.
No, I don't think any of that helps me.
No, not really.
Superhuman strength and swordsman and marksman. So
Yeah.
how do guns affect you?
They don't.
God.
That's what I was gonna say. I could be sleeping, and you could walk up to me with, I don't know, a 50 cal or a sword or whatever.
What if I bit you?
You couldn't kill me. Ooh.
What if I bit you?
I don't think you could pierce me, but let's argue it. Let's say you bit me on my tongue or something.
He
somewhere
has
soft.
skin.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. But I
You
mean,
get your finger or
he's
something.
like tough though, like super tough as well.
Or like a booty cheek.
But yeah, like somewhere soft, maybe. But that doesn't.
Aw,
I won't die though.
You look like a little stupid ass little.
I kind of look like Beta Ray Bill, but a bird version.
I was gonna say a little
Skinny
bird guy,
Bird version.
but he's super powerful.
he really is. He's the
Yeah.
only one, right? That's the greed. He's the greed one.
He's
Am I
Agent
correct?
Orange. Let's see here. He's featuring blah, 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 blah. Primary wielder of the orange light of avarice.
Avarice. So greed. Avarice means
Derived
greed.
from the emotional spectrum of greed and does not voluntarily allow others to wield it. So you're a bitch, too.
I'm the only one.
He refers to him at first as Gonzo because his resemblance to the Muppet of the same name.
Okay. I
All right.
guess.
So
Come on, Blade. Run at
what
me,
am
bro.
I supposed to do?
No, so
Look,
let's argue. You bit me. What happens next? I turn into a vampire? So what?
I mean-
Vampires still have free will. I would just now have more power because now I'm a vampire
because they
too?
just regularly change, don't they? Like he bit the woman, she changed.
They can, yeah.
Or no, she got bit, he saved her. But
Yeah.
what happens when he bites people? Did he ever bite? And he don't do that though.
It doesn't like. Is it like the opposite? Does he like?
Kill them.
It's a vamp. He bites a vampire and they turn into a human.
They they turn into a kid.
Yeah.
They go back to childhood.
Damn it! I'm a 50-year-old man in a baby body.
I'm the leader of a drug empire. Ain't no one gonna listen to me now. So, no, dude, look, you got
You could be on the other side of the planet, and I
No.
could just kill you.
dude, you got matter manipulation,
Yeah.
energy manipulation, and reality warping.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, that's
no,
right.
there's no fighting you, bro.
No,
There's
dude,
like
literally, like I said, I think you could roll up on me while I was sleeping, and I'd still win.
you probably would. I mean, you
fleas.
you have sensing. You can psionic resistance. You have.
Oh damn!
Dude, yeah, you got a force field. You just got to sleep with a force
His
field.
list of powers just was like, what are the most powerful powers a person can have?
What's the ridiculous? Is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense. That
yeah.
make him OP
All
as
bad
hell.
guys
So
have
like,
to be bad guys, or bad guys have to be OP because everybody has to team up to fight him.
yeah, right.
That's comic book trope right there.
All right. So I think, yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah.
I don't think biting you is going to do anything.
There was no argument, but I'm glad you tried.
You're just being all smug because you won twice in a row.
Twice in a row, baby.
I don't remember who won episode 5, but I think.
Probably you.
Well, it's 4-3 now.
Yep.
You're 4-3. I'm 3-4.
That's right.
So
I'm the best.
next
ever.
week,
Next week, it goes down again.
coming.
All right. Well,
Is that the show?
that was the end of it. Yeah.
I believe that is the show. Okay, so little thing I have to do now because we're those guys now. We are on Instagram and Facebook. We have all our stuff on Spotify and YouTube. All new episodes release Monday morning, so you can have them on your way to work at the beginning of the shitty ass work week.
That's right.
So any follows, any comments, any likes are all greatly appreciated.
That's right.
Very much. And just listening, we appreciate it all. So y'all have a good one. Thank you for listening.
Later.